Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new cards. The OCG Times has brought us a bevy of new cards once again. I've been looking at them. I already looked at the new Rose Dragon stuff, that's the previous video, and all the other cards that I was catching up on. Now we're going to take a look at the Tri-Brigade and True Draco support. And apparently there was the OCG Times features a vtuber this time. Also a cosplayer. I don't, Miss Eniko? I don't know who that. But Tri-Brigade, hey Yu-Gi-Oh, this is a lot of pictures of the cosplay. Anyways, the Tri-Brigade, let's look at the new Tri-Brigade cards. I love Tri-Brigade, so I'm really excited about this. Okay, Tri-Brigade arms Mouser. And that is Farajit there with a new weapon. It looks like her usual gun, but with a giant cannon on the end. Alright. Link 2, Earth Beast, 1800, bottom left, bottom right. 2 Beast Warriors are winged beasts. It's the Tri-Brigades. You can only use the first and second effect of this card to name each once per turn. If this card is linked summon, you can send 2 Tri-Brigade cards with different names from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, except for Mouser. Also, you can summon an extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast monsters. Okay, so this can get you, let's get the Tri-Brigades up here for us to look at. Bucephalus. It can get you Bucephalus in the grave. Which then sends more Beast Warrior, Winged Beast from the extra deck to the grave. It's cool. And it says cards, so it can also send a spell which then turns on the negate of, what was it? Which one is it that has, I think it's Roar. Send a Tri-Brigade card for your deck or extra to the graveyard, target effect monster in the field, apply the, oh right, you have, it's only when it's sent by its effect, not by just having one in the graveyard. So it doesn't really help us then, because most of the Tri-Brigade cards are kind of bad, but it does send a Tri-Brigade monster, so you can make this with like non-Tri-Brigade monsters, and then send like kit, and then send more monsters, you know. This card sends the graveyard to target a face-up monster in the field, change it to face-down defense position. Interesting. We do also have a new spell that might help us. I don't recognize this guy. I don't recognize there being a wolf guy in the Tri-Brigade. Is he new? When are we getting his card? Oh, it's Rugal. I've never seen Rugal without his helmet. That's what it is. It's Rugal. Okay. Tri-Brigade Hammer. Quick play spell. Activate one of these effects. We can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Add a Tri-Brigade spell trap for your deck to your hand except for Tri-Brigade Hammer. Oh my god, a spell trap searcher. So this can obviously get us into the only good spell trap, which is, of course, Revolt. But it can also get us into the other only good spell trap, which is Roar. And now that we're actually playing more spell cards because of this searcher, Roar gets a lot better. You get a like a full-on monster negate that's pretty much always on. But then also it can send Revolt and be a bounce, or it can send a monster and be just a battle trick. I think that's cool. It's very versatile. I like this already. Banish any number of Tri-Brigade cards in your graveyard, so this can actually banish the spell traps. Special summon a Tri-Brigade link monster in your extra deck with a link rating equal to the number banished, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also, you can special summon extra deck for Beast Warriors and Winged Beasts. Okay, cool. This gives you extra extension by using your Tri-Brigade spell traps as a way to do the Tri-Brigade link summon effect. That's really cool. I think these cards are really cool. Are they enough? I don't know. I feel like, so Tri-Brigade obviously has one really cool end board piece in Shureg, but I think it needs more. And obviously it also has like, you know, the beast, the Tri-type help, but that gives it, you know, the double Dragon Lord and Reisvelker. Like, without Simorg and the ability to just end on a barrier statue or a infinite negate guy or not an infinite negate because it usually has to bounce itself because Thunderbird is a thunder, not a winged beast. Without that, like, it's got a banish, which is good, and a bounce, which is also good, and then maybe it has Facefelger for like a graveyard control. I think it needs more end board pieces. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. But these cards are good. Like, these are both more extension. But this extension is like the extension isn't particularly good either. Like, as of current, Tri-Brigade has a 1-card starter in Fractal, right? We've got Fractal. It also has a 1-card starter that uses up your normal summon in Kit. You normal summon Kit, go into Almirage, and then Kit can send stuff, including Nerval, which can add you stuff. But then you need to have like another Beast Warrior to send off of Karas. So to make this card act like, if you're making this card actually worthwhile, you need to have a way to get 2 Tri-Brigade monsters onto the field. Well, actually, no. Like, if you're getting 2 Tri-Brigade monsters on the field, you already have enough Tri-Brigade monsters to do your combo, and you don't need this card. It just gives you extra stuff in the graveyard for you to extend a little further. And otherwise, it's requiring you to play like an extra Beast Warrior Wing Beast engine, like Lyrilisk or something, in order to go into this and then send the Tri-Brigade cards that you haven't been able to draw into because you're playing this extra Beast Warrior Wing Beast engine. It takes up too much room to like be going into this. And if it doesn't take up too much room because you're just playing Tri-Brigades, then you're in a position where you don't really need this except for as extra extension. Other than, like, it doesn't help you that much, I feel like. It helps you, to be clear. And then this one is a spell trap searcher, so it means you don't have to go into, like, you can get into Revolt without having to go into Bearbrum, I guess. And it can get you into Roar, which is a decent card. But none of those cards help you play the game. Like, they don't have anything to do with the game plan of the deck. Because none of the Tri-Brigade spell traps are good, except for Revolt and Roar. And I guess like Airborne Assault is fine, but you have to already have a Beast Warrior Wing Beast on the field. Like, these cards feel like they're designed for a Tri-Brigade deck that doesn't exist. One that is already currently meta relevant, and these cards just help it boost it to the top of the tier, you know? As opposed to a deck that hasn't been meta relevant for like 3 years at least. Like, the last time Tri-Brigade was relevant was when you were playing Tri-Brigade out, like Tri-Brigade branded. And in that case, it was like half Tri-Brigade, half branded, right? That was like such a completely different time in Yu-Gi-Oh! The deck needs some fundamentally like different card design. Like, it needs more main deck monsters that actually like help it start its place, not more extension, I feel like. I don't know. But these cards are good, to be clear. They're like fine cards. I just don't think it's what Tri-Brigade needs. But let's see what's happening with True Draco. Apparently the VTuber announced these. Can they get me on here? Can I be on the OCG Times? I don't speak Japanese. That might be a problem. Alright. Masterpiece, the True Draco Overlord. True Draco Overlord, actually. Level 10 Dark Worm effect, 2950, as you might expect. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon face up, but you can tribute continuous spells and traps you control, as well as monsters. Okay, so this requires 3. You can only use the first deck return. When your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or field, and you control this tribute summon monster, quick effect, you can negate the activation if you do destroy that card. If this tribute summon card is destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effect while it's in the owner's control, you can skip your opponent's next main phase. Ugh. I knew... Okay. We knew that new True Draco cards were going to be gross and disgusting, but like, come on, skipping the main phase? Are you kidding me? Ugh. Okay, so it can negate a monster effect in hand or field. It just does it. It doesn't have to do anything to do so. It just does it. Like, it does require 3 tributes at least. There's tributes of continuous spells and traps too. At least it doesn't. At least it's not immune to shit like the other masterpiece. If this tribute summon card is destroyed by battle or the card's effect, so this has to be destroy a battle or opponent's card effect to skip the opponent's main phase. At least your opponent has to actually do something. Okay, so you can like banish it to avoid that. They really are punishing you for trying to destroy this thing, though. That's rough. Mariamne Paradox, the True Draco Phoenix Knight. Level 6 Wind Worm, 1800, 1400. To tribute to summon this face-up card, you can tribute summon a continuous trap or spell you control instead of a monster. You can lose the first and second card return. If this card is in your hand, you can destroy another True Draco or True King card in your hand or face-up field. And if you do, special summon this card to either field. Huh. If this card is normal or special summon from the hand, banish the top 4 cards of your deck. I'm not super familiar with every True Draco card. I don't know. Like, I know there's the True Draco spell traps proc off of being destroyed. I thought they proc was being destroyed on the field though. Yeah, sent from spell trap zone to the grave. Or face up field. Okay. And then special summons to either field? Is there a reason for that? Halves their current attack and defense. That doesn't really seem useful. I don't know why you would want to summon it to your opponent's field. That part doesn't make sense to me. I guess it does trigger Dynamite Knight if it activates. Oh, it's because of the second effect, because it banishes the top 4 cards. And then that would trigger Dynamite Knight. Or Ignis Heat. Okay. I get it now. It triggers the Dynamite Knight or Ignis Heat, and then also banishes the top 4 cards of their deck. Cool. And then we have a new continuous spell to really help with this. Draco Standoff continuous spell. Only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name each once per turn. When this card effect resolves, you can add a True Draco or True King monster, or a Draco Slayer or Draco Overlord Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. So this actually gets you into the Draco Slayer Pendulum monsters, which is cool, because those cards are actually really neat. I'm glad this supports them as well. If a face-up True Draco or True King monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, target one of them, place it face-up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Which then you can tribute for your True Draco cards. Huh. I'm not sure how to feel about these cards. I feel like they are interesting, but not enough. Mariamne Paradox being a way to proc Dynamite Knight and Ignis Heat more to get more advantage is neat. This card being another searcher for the deck is good. It definitely needed more consistency. So having that, like I've seen, like I'm not super familiar with each individual card, but I've seen it played, and I think one of the big problems with it is a lack of consistency. And then like the new guy gives it a new end board piece, which I think it also needed, but I think it might need a little bit more than that. I'm not sure. These cards seem good though. Like I think they are the right direction that the deck needs to be playable. I like that it gives you like more, like, because the true Draco cards are pretty easy to run over in battle, except for the new guy, I guess, because it skips their main phase. Like that's awful. But I think this is a good way to like turn that into more advantage for getting more guys onto the field. The only search is on resolution, but Mariamne does help them resolve things a little bit more often. You only get to use this the one time though, because it doesn't have anything to get it out of the graveyard. This one's tough. I don't know. There's like good stuff in here too, like, but there's not going to be a whole lot of with these new cards and with the old cards. I think even with the old cards, there was not really a whole lot of room for non-engine, and I feel like that just continues with adding these new cards in. It's I think this is gonna have a tough time of it. Like, if these might just require a complete reconceptualization of what true Draco looks like. It might involve more of the pendulum pieces, even like the Draco Slayer stuff. I'm actually interested what if the Searcher does anything for the Draco Slayer deck to make that better. That'd be kind of interesting to see. But as is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about these. I don't necessarily hate these. The only part of this I actually hate is the this part. Otherwise, it's just like the deck just makes a towers and has like a couple of cool spell traps that are able to interact. I feel like True Draco is not nearly as scary as it once was, because it just is like we just moved way beyond that. Like Luna Light puts up 2 towers, and it couldn't even convert. So, one person converted in the last tournament out of like the many that were playing it. So, I feel like this has this taking a bit more of a slightly different direction is going to help, but I don't know that it's enough. It might need more than 3 cards. They might need to like completely reconceptualize what the deck looks like. I don't know. These two waves are much tougher than the Black Rose Dragon, I think, as for trying to figure out how good they are. Because they're smaller waves of support that don't really, I don't know. It's hard for them to do enough for these like really old ass archetypes. Tri-Brigade's not that old, but it is actually kind of old by Yu-Gi-Oh standards at this point. It's been thoroughly rotated out by power creep and ban lists and such. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what people do with these. I'm on the fence on these, both of these, I think. Let me know what you think of them down below, though. Make sure you check out the other video where I talk about the Rose Dragons, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in the credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.